Okay, welcome back. So this is round 12 Russia. I'm going to be finishing off this game slightly differently because I was getting, I'll be honest, a little bit bored of this game towards the end. I kind of wanted just to finish it and get on to the next one. So I wasn't bothering to record voice. My plan was to just condense the last few rounds because by this point the game's already formality. It's already over. So I thought I'd just try and race through as fast as we could, and I could condense the last few rounds into a single final video for this game. We went for the Russian fleet just because Russia's purchases here don't matter at all. Germany's already dead, and the Japanese are in no position to fight back with what's already in Asia from both the UK and Russia. So I was just having a bit of fun. It's nice to see the Russian units out and about, particularly the Russian fleet, because you never see them apart from obviously the submarine. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a bit of fun towards the end here. Taking France, we left Germany open for whoever to take it. Southern Europe here, just grabbing land with the UK. So yeah, interesting, he pulled back with Germany, he pulled back to Italy. I'm not sure what the thinking was. I mean, it delays me killing his army for one more round, but it doesn't really accomplish much beyond that, really. So yeah, I wasn't sure exactly about his thinking there, but yeah. On to round 12 US. So I decided here not to take Germany. I don't know. I'll be honest, a little bit frustrated at this point because I felt like I know for me anyway, I would have resigned at this point. I would have resigned quite a long time ago. So I was thinking I might take Germany with Russia. I wasn't buying anything at this point as well. I was just storming through because I didn't necessarily need to buy anything. It was just a case of finishing it off. But decided to leave Germany alone. Not sure why, but we kept it alive for now. And yeah, we're just pushing obviously everything we can into Asia at this point. Okay, UK 13. Not too much to talk about apart from we decided to finally take Berlin. I just went with the UK. I wasn't too fussed and just moved a few things around. Bought a few tanks for India and one last transport run for my transports in the Atlantic. On to the US 13. No purchases. So we do decide to finally end the the lives of the final German troops. So we moved everything into Berlin in preparation for taking Italy next round, leaving France pretty much open, but that's fine. He's landed in Alaska, so we moved some troops up just to deal with that for next round. A few more boats purchased for the the Russians, 3 more destroyers, carrier, extra plane. So we're going to move in the fleet to the Pacific at some point, just to reinforce, just to help out take Shanghai because we're just missing some victory cities now. So yeah, just a full on push towards Asia now, and a few more fleet deployments, taking the north, the Far East as well, up north. UK 14. So just prepping here. I'm thinking about fleets at this point. So I've obviously got the Russian fleet about to come through the Mediterranean. So I've built 2 complexes with UK with the idea of putting them in Egypt and South Africa to have 7 deployment zones in the Pacific, pretty much. Grabbed a few bits of territory, nothing much to speak of really, and just moving forward really. Just stacking Yunnan for now. 2 complexes down. So we've got a fair amount banked to the UK at this point. Got 100, I forget what it was there. Was it 161 banked? So that's 8 battleships. Should we want them? We actually go with 6 battleships with the US as well. So we're just flooding the Pacific with all the spare income, and the final attack against the Germans this round. Nice, finally clearing out all the troops of Europe. Not that it matters this battle, we could have lost, really badly and still been fine, but no hits in the anti-air guns going in, which is quite nice. But yeah, I don't think the Americans actually help out at all in the remainder of this game. I think it's just a case of closing down Shanghai with the UK and Russia, and then I think the US will try and take Hawaii as well, just to obviously double insure it, but it doesn't really matter again at this point. Just flying all the spare planes towards the Pacific, and also yeah, those transports will try. We've got spare troops in Western. We can just grab and snag Hawaii quickly. Those subs are no threat to us at this point. Plus all the battleships being deployed as well, and yeah, just pushing forward. On to Russia, 15. So I don't need to buy anything further. I'm just spending the money because why not? I might as well just deploy it somewhere. So at this point we decided to push into Anhui, with the Russians just prepping for obviously Shanghai in the following round. Moving the fleet down. A bit late, to be honest, actually. We didn't necessarily need to keep the... I should have moved the Russian fleet before, because we don't actually get to use it in this game, which is kind of disappointing. It would have been nice to kill a sub with them at least, just to see give the Russians Navy some action, but never mind. On to UK 15. So this is our big, completely pointless, but our big battleship purchase for the UK. The 7 battleships to deploy into Pacific, because why not? And we're also reinforcing Anhui, just so we can obviously double stack Shanghai once the Russians take over. Okay, the final few rounds now, so we're on to US 15. Just quickly skip past that. All we did was really move into position to take Hawaii for round 16. A few more completely pointless Russian purchases here, but why not? So here's the move, clearing some notifications. We just move into Shanghai at this point. I can't remember what the odds were, but it was virtually impossible for Japan to get back in. I decided also, as we see a fleet in 35, we're at a nice Russian Navy by India. It's a nice sight to see. So yeah, we decided to go for, again, some more pointless purchases for the UK, but we decided to actually hit Manchuria itself with everything we could. We lost the battle, which was expected. We didn't have odds, but I thought we'd just kill everything we could in Manchuria, so it would just make it virtually impossible for him to actually cap Shanghai. Even though he couldn't win the game at this point anyway, because the US would still grab Hawaii, even if he did manage to, get some miracle odds and take Shanghai back. Hawaii was still there for us to take. So yeah, the game was won at this point. So some more pointless deployments into the Pacific. Nice, and there we go. Victory. Annoyingly, I thought I was recording my final US move, but when I finished the game, I realised that I wasn't actually recording, so I had to actually go back and then record the end screen there, so I get to see the actual the final notification. But anyway, GG to Dennison Snowden. It was I wouldn't say particularly for me. I don't think it was very fun towards the end. I'll be honest. It's the kind of game where you know you've won for quite a long period, and I think it's like I just want to get this game closed out and done, and we can move on to another game. Okay, so just a bit of a summary of the game, and I think some points I wanted to raise for Snowden as well. The Axis play, I think, could have been improved here. I think particularly with Japan, I think the Germany play was okay. It's just with Japan, the big push you had against Western United States, sorry, I don't think was very effective. I think in a KGF, when the Allies are trying to do all they can to cripple Germany and eventually beat them and take Berlin, I think the Axis' job, particularly Japan, obviously, is to head straight for Moscow and put pressure there. So if they can kill Moscow before the Allies can kill Berlin, then you're generally in a good spot, because then once Moscow falls, the Japanese can reinforce very quickly Berlin and fly their planes over, and you can keep Berlin alive. So it's a very much a race to kill Moscow before the Allies can kill Berlin. So I think the antics in the Pacific going for Western just doesn't really accomplish much, because the US can defend it so effectively. They've got some big deployment zones, in Western they can deploy 10, Eastern they can deploy 12, so they can outmatch the production that Japan's putting out, and I don't think the math works in a big push for Western. So I think you'd be far better off just using all your resources as Japan. Obviously, grabbing islands around the Pacific, that's a no-brainer. I think it's good to, even Alaska. I don't like it, but if you've got a transport into Hawaii and it's free to take Alaska, then it just makes sense. You go for it, obviously. I've taken Alaska too, but yeah, I think just a mass push against Western Alaska is not a good idea. So I think just generally speaking, grab what you can, grab all the obviously the islands around Pacific, but your main goal with Japan is to push hard for Moscow. And generally speaking, in India, if you see an opportunity to take India, I think it's obviously you take it because it's free income and another deployment zone pretty much on the front line near Moscow. But yeah, generally speaking, I think you'd be better off just going straight for Moscow. But anyway, GG, well played. And thanks for watching everyone, and we'll get on with the other game soon, hopefully. So GG, take care, see you in the next one.